Okay, greetings, my beautiful patriots, starseeds and light workers, and of course our brave Marines and military slaying the dragons, and we are in it to win it. Welcome to 1776 United, and we are in a worldwide and galactic revolution. Now, I will make a list of the accomplishments that our Commander-in-Chief has accomplished, and I will, and that goes right back to when he walked down those elevator stairs in 2015 with his beautiful wife and First Lady. So I'm going to do that sometime when I get my things caught up, but I need you to understand everything, that why we are having to wait for money. The cabal, and you know the usual suspects, because they're the ones that are basically in the NATO, the G7, that are creating all the bullshit. In order to have Gesara roll out properly, there cannot be any wars on this beautiful ecosystem we live in. And of course, we got the fiascos going in around the world. I don't have to name all the countries that they're doing everything they can. I mean, Trump's trying to stop all these wars, and they're trying to create all the wars because they know that once the wars are stopped, then their banking, milking parasitic system comes to an end, and we the people get rich, and they have no way of having any more income. Now, it's just a matter of time. I know people are waiting and people are suffering. But, I want to say that, a lot of this stuff is getting played through, and for, exposure of these deep state criminals. Now, another thing, and from, top sources, there is no nuclear bombs or anything that will harm you on this planet. Now, they're keeping all the other bombs, and just to deplete them, to take out these satanic pedos, right? That's what they're doing. I mean, we are that infested with them. It's a satanic bloodline. And we have to understand that. We are infested with this satanic bloodline that has been here for centuries, thousands of years. Anybody can say whatever they want to say, but that's the fact. I mean, it's facing us right now. We're looking at it on a daily basis. So I don't know how you can deny if you're trying to deny it. Just let's thank God that the people and the patriots out there, that we outnumber them 1,000 to 1, right? But there's still a mountain of them out there that, are being taken out. And, Trump goes into NATO, and he goes in there as a leader of the free world and the U.S. Republic with no apologies, and say, this is what we're going to do. Now, you guys either get on board or, you're going to face your consequences. That's more or less what he said. So, these deep state puppets and, whoever else is, operating them or controlling them are in some deep, deep shit. And it's not going to go away. We are, we are here as patriots to support our Commander-in-Chief to clean up every piece of filth on this planet, and it's gonna go right through the whole system, and we will get our money. I had a memo sent over from King John Smarty. And he says that there is now these banks that are, I guess, whatever the case is, whether they're holding it or the redemption centers are trying to hold the money that's there, that's rightfully ours. They're trying to charge or wanting to charge a small fee to disperse and release the money that is owed to you, which it's your money, but they want to capture a fee off that. So now the ones that are trying to do this are now being arrested. You see, greed is a very mysterious animal. Greed is something that will ultimately imprison your mind, your soul, your body, and of course yourself eventually, because it's not going to be tolerated on this planet anymore. So we have to be, as patriots, starseeds and light workers, have to be very, very patient. And I know it's tough. I know it's really, really tough. I mean, I'm going to be getting on board and going back to the Philippines. I thought all this was going to be wrapped up here by June, and of course we're still here, right? So, but we're in it, and I'm going to go back there and play it out there, and get on with my life. And as much as I enjoy some quiet times living in the motorhome, enough is enough. It's time to go back home and be with my family and, carry on with the things I want to do. So I am at the point right now, looking at everything. I want to do a list of all the things that our Commander-in-Chief has accomplished up to, when he first took office in 2016. And it's a long list. And maybe at that point, once you do see all the things that he has done, and he's still doing to this day, he's doing it all for humanity. He's, dropped everything of his beautiful life with his beautiful wife to help the American people and eventually help every person on the planet. I believe that there's going to be a lot of things that are going to be happening, and I think a lot of this stuff that's going on right now is okay because it's got everybody looking that way. Meanwhile, it's the our intel and our military tech people are dismantling the old SWIFT system, the old cabal system. The central banks are coming down. These executives are being plucked from doing any more harm to the people of that have banking systems going on. So they're going to take that out. There's, I believe, 3 or 4 things that is extremely important. Number one is to save the children. That's absolutely number one. And he's done so many things to do that. I just can't even begin. I could do a whole video just on the things that Trump has done to save our little ones. Okay. So, you clowns out there that are, shit talking about our commander is, you don't know what you're talking about. And I don't want to even, bring you into the picture because you're totally irrelevant. But, and number 2 is to get this money from the bad hands, which they have done that far, that all the money most of it has been seized and now sitting, waiting to be released into good people's hands. But, every time they make a move, there is more criminals or morons that are incriminating themselves because they let the greed take over their ability for doing the right thing. So we have to play this through and Most of this stuff is being run by the military now. But like I said, now I'm a little bit blurry on the redemption centers or at the banks or all this stuff here. I don't really know. But I do know that they are still making arrests. And there is a lot of them happening. And as long as we have these wars, and they say it's, we've got it under control. And if they do, then that's great. We just have to be as patient as possible to wait for this stuff to come through. I'm not seeing anything happening. It's, with the gold and silver seems to be gone flat in the last couple, 3-4 days. And, but, I usually watch that because it's monitoring exactly what is going on in the world to, get kind of a meter reader, so to speak, on exactly, when this is going to happen. Now, we do, like I said, have the 4th of July coming up. It's coming up pretty close, and apparently there's going to be, from what I'm understanding, a lot of reveal. The 7,000 new technologies are going to be coming out. The celebration that we have gone from the old fiat currency over to the U.S. Treasury note, which has not been, in our ATMs yet, but I expect that to happen sometime very soon. And I know that right now, Zimbabwe, and Iraq, Brazil, Colombia, these are some of the countries that are already taking off with their Gesara because they have signed all their documents, crossed all their T's, and they're not at war with anybody. So that's how it's going to happen. So the ones that put up the biggest resistance, the countries, right, such as Canada, United Kingdom, Germany, France, Italy, Australia, New Zealand, these type of countries, even the United States, they're going to wait because we have we have a cabal regime controlling our state, so, we have to wait for that. And that's another reason why I'm going to go to the Philippines and see what I can get going over there. But I'll be sure to report if I do see any anomalies with the banks and whatever's happening, if they're starting to do exchanges in the Philippines, by going to their gold-backed currency, which I know that they've been printing new money there, and it looks pretty sweet. So, maybe they're, saying that this is going to be gold back and they will be revaluing their Philippine peso even before we have our revaluation in Canada. So that would be really good. But make no mistake, in the end, one of the stipulations in Gesara is that all nationals of their country, of their home country of origin, will have to return in order to receive their money. Okay, that's if you were born in Pakistan and you've been over here and you've got your landed immigrant, whatever it is, I still think you still have to go back to receive whatever's going on there because that's from your and then it's up to you to make that decision. So, and I'm faced with the same thing, between the Philippines and Canada. So, I think that's how that's going to work. I mean, I can have a permanent residence there, but I'm still a Canadian national. So, expect these things to possibly happen, and that will organically send everybody back home. And a couple of last things here. I don't think that this peace treaty is going to hold. But that's just my opinion. I think they're going to try to do some things here, and that's going to cause a blackout, and that'll set off the EBS. So, with these insurgents that are inside the U.S. Republic right now, there's lots of them, and Trump has mentioned it 3 times. But I still think we're in it, and we still have some exciting times ahead of us. All right, bye for now.